Good morning, and thank you so much for joining me for Daily Spark with Dr. Angela. I am your host, Dr. Angela Schuster. You know what I like to do on the show. I want to enlighten, inspire, and empower you to become your best self. Now, Scripture reminds us that the tongue is a small thing that makes grand speeches, but a tiny spark can set a great forest on fire. And today, we want to get you fired up about Cari Schuster. She is the author of How to Get Your Partner to Listen to You. Now, I think that is an awesome title and thing to do. We should be able to listen to our partners and give them our best selves. So you know what I'm going to tell you to do. Go on, get comfy, get cozy, get your coffee or get your tea, because we are about to get started. Good morning, Cari. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Good morning. Thank you so much for your invitation, Dr. Angela. It's wonderful to be here.
Now, Cari, you are doing some amazing things. You are a author, a life coach, a counselor, a relationships coach. You're also a neuro-linguistic program and matrix therapies practitioner. So you are doing so many great things in the world. Now, just in case we have a few people out there who are unfamiliar with your work, though, or unfamiliar with who you are, I do want to give you an opportunity to let us know what makes you you.
Thank you. I am a woman who has been born to empower and help others to reach their greatest potential. This is something I've dreamed of from a very young age, and I am an encourager. Through all the experiences that I have experienced over my lifetime, this book was birthed through that, and so leading up to this, I have been a custom designer dressmaker for over 35 years. I've been working for myself from my home in that time, and a wardrobe and colour consultant as well. And during that time, while I'm pinning clients up, they are breaking down. And as the time went on, I decided to qualify myself as a counsellor and as a life coach, and begin to be able to take them further with that healing journey that they were looking for. And this has led also to running meditations and walking alongside of people individually to their needs, and have just been really enjoying this part of where my book is taking me with this. Because people were coming to me talking about their partners, and that was the whole reason. Was they were asking, what do I do? How do I get them to listen? And I kept thinking, wow, I'm still saying that almost the same things over and over, so I might as well write it down.
I love it. I love it. Now, it sounds like what you're saying is, and if I may kind of lump them all together, is that you're a holistic practitioner, that you really understand the importance of looking at the whole person and their interconnectivity to not only themselves, but to the world as a whole. I love that. Now, was there ever a particular point in your life where you realized that, I've really been called to this, and that this really works, that this style, this way of looking at life really works for me, and I would love to be able to teach others to do the same thing?
I think that evolved over time in the sense that I found myself mentoring a lot of people over the dressmaking time, because they would come in, and it's intimate when you're standing there and you're pinning them and they're telling you about their life.
Yeah.
And and I feel very privileged to be able to share that treasure with them and hold that in my heart. So I would always, hold them and pray with them if they needed to, or just hold that space for them. And when it came to the point when I was actually having a lunch with a friend, and they said, "Why don't you become qualified?" And that was probably, 2016. I actually finished my qualification, so probably 2 years before that.
Yeah.
So it was just like, oh, I hadn't even thought of that, because I've just been cruising along, having a lovely time doing my dressmaking and fashion designing and, just doing all the things that I normally do just very naturally. And I'm a very joyful, encouraging person, so it's very easy just to bounce along with life, even through some of the stuff that I went through, alongside of these people. So when they said that, I thought, oh, okay, I'll look into that. And within, I don't know, a month, I was booked in and getting all my qualifications happening, and began in 2016. It was wonderful.
I really do not believe in happenstance. I believe that everything happens for a reason, and when we're able to look back and review, we can see exactly why particular things have happened. And when we can garner the lesson from it, it ends up being a very, very beautiful thing. Now, speaking of expectation and being able to see what goes along, have you always wanted to be an author, or did you find that was simply the next thing placed along your life path?
As it went along, and I'd started my official coaching business, I decided, look, I'm just going to write down just a few pointers, like a PDF download, in a sense, and thought, well, I'll just put this on my website. It'll be just like something I can hand out. And as I started writing these points down, I'm thinking, oh, that affirmation looks all right. That works with that. Oh, that works with that. And it started sort of evolving into more than just like this black and white page. It started evolving into some sort of a colour with an affirmation or a statement that sort of really strengthened what I was sharing. And as I kept writing, it got bigger than a PDF that would have been easy to download. It got bigger, and I thought, oh, maybe I'm meant to be. Wonder if I just have a look at publishing. And it was quite astounding, because I hadn't thought about it in the sense of becoming an author. That was just not on my radar at all. When I started Googling authors or publishers in Australia, the first one that came up was Balboa Press. And I thought, oh, okay, so I looked into Balboa Press and realised it was affiliated to Hay House. And that had been my dream, because I love Louise Hay and I love the authors that come through there. So I clicked on the link that just says, this is what you need to do to be published. And I thought, oh, well, I'll have a look at that. No sooner had I done that, I got a phone call right there and then, because I got an email, and I clicked on the link that said about the email, and this phone call came through, and they just rang me and said, what would you like to know? And I'm going, I haven't even read what I need to know. I haven't, I'm not here to do anything. I'm just looking. I'm just researching here.
Cari, it is almost time for us to go to break, but before we do, can you remind everyone, please, what is the title of your book, where can we get a copy, and how do we stay in contact with you?
My book is How to Get Your Partner to Listen to You by Cari Schuster. It is available from www.carischuster.com.au, which is how you can contact me. Also from Balboa Press, from Amazon, Booktopia, and Barnes & Noble.
Alrighty, everyone. Now you know where you can get a copy of the book. We'll be back right after this.
Discovery. No, just a sec.
What would it look like if we listened more? Could the right voice, the right set of words, bring us all just a little closer? Get us to open up, even push us further? It could, if we took the time to listen. The most inspiring minds, the most compelling stories. Download Audible and listen for a change.
Hi everyone, Dr. Angela here. Did you know that Daily Spark is now on Facebook? That's right, you can visit with me at facebook.com/Daily Spark with Dr. Angela. I want to know more about what you're thinking. I'd love to know which interview did you find the most entertaining or the most informative. I want to talk to you, and I want you to be able to talk to me. Simply visit facebook.com/Daily Spark with Dr. Angela. And we are back. Thank you so much for joining me for Daily Spark with Dr. Angela. I am your host, Dr. Angela Chester. My guest today is Cari Schuster, and we're talking to her about her book, How to Get Your Partner to Listen to You. Now, I think this is a great time to talk about this book because with the whole COVID-19 thing and many people working from home, we need to have all of the resources that we possibly can, all of those little tips and tricks to help us to be able to maneuver not only what's going on, but how to best relate to our partners and those that we have in that are home with us during this time. Now, Cari, my next question for you has a lot to do with process. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
It was a total of 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
It only took, only took 3 months to write it, and then from beginning to end, it was 4 months. So it was a very quick process. It was, you know what it's like when something happens and you're meant to be doing it. It just
Absolutely,
it's done.
Yes,
So,
yes.
It was like a whirlwind.
Absolutely. I totally and completely agree with you. You know, I believe that when something is meant for you, it is totally and completely meant for you, that the energy just flows in that direction. And in fact, it would take more effort to stop it as opposed to just letting it work out instead of just letting it play out the way that it is supposed to. I totally agree with you on that one.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It really does. And this book has felt like it has its own life. Even when I was writing it, it felt like it was writing through me. That's how it felt.
Mm-hmm.
Quite amazing.
What a great explanation on that. You know, I think that when it's authentic, when it's your voice, then people can feel that. They can hear that. They can see that. They simply understand it because it's you, because it's real. You know, I remember one day my mother said, you know, I don't see how you do it. You're a counselor, you listen to people's problems and issues and concerns all day, and you know, you're on the radio and you do that and you do the TV thing. It's like, there's no way I would be able to do all of that. But you know what I said to her? It's like, Mom, but you know, you are a nurse. She's retired now, but it's like, you are a nurse. I don't see how you did that all day. So I totally and completely think that we are all called to do the thing that we have been purposed to do upon this earth. And when we walk in that purpose, when we do that, it's easy because we're doing what we have been called to do. Speaking of doing what we have been called to do, one of the things that you've been called to do is be an author. Now, there are people who are going to say, well, Dr. Angela, you have authors on the show all the time, and we talk about books a lot. That is true. So for that person who says, well, what makes this author different? What makes her book so special? I'm going to ask on behalf of that person. Cari, what makes your book unique? What makes your book different?
My book is unique in the sense that I wrote it from my partner's perspective as a male, as well as myself as a female. So both perspectives are coming into this book. And alongside of that, I have created it so that it is in a colourful format. So it's not just reading, it's pictures or affirmations as well. So that as you read it, you can contemplate it through the picture that you see with it, and it seems to intensify the revelation that can come.
So there are affirmations in your book?
Yes.
Now, many people know what an affirmation is or a mantra, but for the sake of your book, can you explain that to us? How do you use an affirmation?
An affirmation is a statement that you would either like to feel about yourself or about your situation, or actually do believe it. So and things happen in our lives that the power of our words is so intense that the more we say it, the more it will happen, because that's the power of our words. So repetition is going to create a succession of things because of those words that you keep saying. So if you keep saying to yourself bad things, then certain bad things are going to continue to keep coming to you because you keep saying it from the inside. And so I wanted to include these affirmations or these statements like I'm at the right place at the right time, doing the right thing with the right people. That is a powerful affirmation, and the more I said that, the more I recognised that every specific moment that happened in my day, I was aware that that was coming, it was word becoming flesh, so to speak. It was actually really happening in my world right before my eyes, and I knew that I'd spoken that into being. So to put those affirmations alongside of the words that I had written in there just helps solidify or bring a more complete visual balance to what I've just written.
I love it. I love it. You are so right. What we say is so important, and especially our self-talk, the things that we say to ourselves. We get to talk to ourselves all day. We cannot talk to others all day, but we can definitely reinforce those positive things for ourselves every day. I love that. Now, when you were sitting down and saying, I want to include this, but I don't feel I should include that, because you do have a wealth of knowledge. What was your main purpose, kind of like in the pre-production and the pre-planning, when you were choosing what to include or what not to include or to exclude? What was your purpose in writing the book? What did you want to accomplish or achieve?
My purpose to write this was not only to bring the perspective of both male and female into it, but also to create it so that it could be a tool book for any relationship, any form of relationship, from, marriage and male and female to female, male, to a work relationship, to friends, working with friends, to start listening to you, to start learning how to listen to your heart, listen to those gut feelings, listening to what is not sitting right and what is sitting right. And then also from that you can actually hear a lot better when you're listening to others, and then to practically recognise what that looks like to listen to others, what that looks like to listen to you. I wanted to sort of break it down into a more palatable, practical toolbook that people go, oh yeah, I haven't done that. Oh yeah, no, I could do that. And just really sort of, it's not one of those books that you just read from start to finish. You're going, oh, that's lovely, and then you move on. It's one of those ones that you'll go back to as like, what was that again? Oh, that's right. Yeah, no, actually, I could do that better. I wanted to create it that way, and that was my purpose, to empower people in their relationships. It doesn't. Yes, there's some really difficult things that we need to work through sometimes, but communication can pull you through it if you can understand what it makes, what it can take. There's eye contact, there's certain moments, it's timing, it's learning how to use your timing right. It's about recognising who they are and looking at them from their shoes rather than you bowling in there from your shoes and going da-da-da-da-da. So, I wanted to be able to share it really simply and really easily with lots of pictures and colour, and I wanted to make it an experience of joy and of love with some practical tools they could work with.
You said such an important thing there, and that was the word listen. So many times people aren't able to listen because they're just not in a place to hear yet.
Exactly.
And as you were saying that, it made me think about my grandmother, who, and the listeners are going, she's talking about her grandmother again. I adored my grandmother. So, a little bit of grandma wisdom here, a little nana wisdom. And that was, in relationships, I remember asking her one day, why is it that very traditional wives of her time believed that when their husbands came home, like, don't bother them. Let them just come home, change their clothes, get their pipe, their paper, their cigar, a scotch, and sit down, and just have time. And she said pretty much what you're saying now. They need time to decompress from the world. They just came in from outside, and they need anything that I need to share with him. I need for him to be able to listen to me, to be able to hear what I have to say. And if I bombard him, as soon as he comes in the door, I'm just another wah, wah, wah of the world.
Exactly.
So we need that time. And I said, oh, well, that makes perfectly good sense. And when you said that, people need to be able to listen. I have to agree with you. People do not know how to listen anymore. We're so used to everything being fast and quick, and in a nanosecond we're able to Google things and have the answer at our fingertips. And I think we're forgetting how to listen to our partners for those little things.
Exactly. And with that listening, I really, it was such a strong revelation that listening is love. Listening truly is love, and love encompasses so much. But when you listen to yourself, you listen to your heart, you listen to even the birds and the trees and everything, when you're having some time by yourself, you are much ever able to hear them better, listen to them better, because you're actually taking that time to appreciate the listening time for you, to hear what your heart is saying, to hear what that gut's saying.
Now, what did your partner think about your having written this book? Were there any particular things that kind of stood out? What was that like?
It was really funny, because I began writing it and just said to him that I was just writing a PDF, and then how it just kept going on, and it was consuming me. I'd be getting up at 3 and 4 in the morning and I've just got to go write something else, and you go, okay, and you go back to sleep, and I'm there till 10 in the morning, and then I'd start some work, and he's going, oh, how's it all going? Yeah, I'm good, and he said, so what are you doing there? And I said, well, I've written a few things in here that you've said to me. Are you okay? Would you like me to read it out to you? And he said, yes. So I read it out and he's going, oh, are you putting that in there? I'm going, yeah. And he goes, oh, okay. And I said, well, how do you feel about that? This could be worldwide. Like, this could be published worldwide. Like, how do you feel about that? If I'm writing some of your vulnerable moments or my vulnerable moment, how do you feel about that? I said, I've moved through it now, so that's fine. As long as I'm here with you and we can do this together, it's all good. And so then when I was reciting some of his thoughts back, he's going, oh, did I say that? And I'm going, yeah, and I heard it. I was listening because I wanted to, that's some of the questions I was asking you, I was specifically wanting to hear what you said so I could put it in this book. And he's going, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I said it that way then. He said,
yes.
He was glad that I was very, very specific. It was good. It was a good support.
And it makes you more aware of what you say. Yeah. Oh, well, goodness, I'm glad I didn't say something foolish, because that would have been in there. I love it. It sounds like he was such a good sport about it all.
He was great. He was very supportive, and because of the journey that we've had together has been incredibly amazing. And so the learnings, the support, the encouragement, and the love that we share, I want everybody to feel that. And even if I can write it through the book, I want them to feel what we have that they can have too. And these are the ways that we learned to gain that trust, to gain that support and that encouragement. And admittedly, we both went through marriage breakups and divorces. And so a lot of our relationship grew through communicating daily and working through a lot of that hurt to healing, and communicating a lot of really difficult and uncomfortable beliefs and thoughts that we hadn't sort of said to anybody else before, but came up as we had spoken, and that helped a lot of the healing as we talked. It helped a lot of the healing to come to the surface and start moving us in the direction we were meant to be going.
That's awesome. I love that. My next question for you is, and I'm not going to assume, but many authors have a future desire. They have more books inside of them, and they cannot wait to get those additional books out there. Where are you going in your writing career? What is your desire? Would you like to write more?
Yes, I have a book in the process at this stage that is about the journey that my husband and I had. And it's basically about my life, because you can go through a lot of moments in your life. I remember one moment saying to myself, well, I've got amazing parents, incredible family, not much goes wrong, not much is going on in my world. But now that I've looked back and gone, oh wow, there's a fair bit going on there that I know could be a real blessing to be able to impart and share those learnings. And and so because I was just a little glimpse, I was in a Christian cult for 14 years, and that I learned a lot through that. And my husband and I met through there to get out. So it was a very intense journey, and one I really believe I can share and need to share, because there's a lot of control and manipulation, no matter what label it is, that's been out there. And even just in the workplace, there's enough out there that the principles of learnings that I've learned and that we learned, I really want to share it. So that's where my next book is headed.
Well, it is nice to know that you have more books in the works. I love it. So, absolutely. I give you an invitation now. When you are done with that, I invite you to come back on. I would love to hear about that. If you would please remind everyone one last time, what is the title of your already published work? What is the title of that book? Where can we get a copy?
Okay.
And how do we stay in contact with you?
Okay, thank you. It's How to Get Your Partner to Listen to You, written by Cari, Schuster. You are able to get it from Amazon, Booktopia, Barnes & Noble, and also from Balboa Press, and also from my website, in which you can also keep in contact with me on www.cari, Schuster, SCHUSTER.com.au.
Cari, thank you again for spending time with me here on Daily Spark with Dr. Angela.
Thank you so much for your invitation and to speak with you.
And listeners, thank you as well for tuning in and spending some time with us here today. As always, may the Lord continue to shine his face upon you. May you receive his grace and his mercy in all that you do. Until next time, everyone, remember that you are blessed in the Lord. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye. Hi guys, Dr. Angela here. I'm so excited to announce the My Mom Makes Money Virtual Summit. It's airing October 1st through the 21st. Now, I happen to be speaking on October 13th. This virtual event will help entrepreneurial moms, mompreneurs, uncover secrets to up-leveling their business and create a lifestyle that they and their families love without additional overwhelming costs and stress. Now, it is the only summit of its kind launching in October that focuses on moms in business and their specific home and business needs by bringing together 21 professional experts as well as life experts like me who share their insider tips and strategies. Now, I'm excited because I know that there's many of you that are juggling all of these aspects of business and family, and I want to help you find the solution. Now, included in this summit will be practical tips and strategies to manage your mindset and advance your personal development. Actual business tips to help you streamline your processes and get better results in less time. There's home and work balance tips and strategies, something I'll be talking about. Relationship advice so you can have fulfilling relationships with your significant other and children, as well as steps for moving forward in confidence, hope, and joy. Something else I'll be touching on. Now, I love the intention of this summit, and I hope that you'll be able to join in for this free online summit. Again, it airs October 1st through the 21st. I speak October 13th. Best of all, you're going to receive one expert interview each day directly into your email. So, how do you attend? Simply sign up. Go to drangellachester.com. That's drangellachester.com. I want to make sure that you not only get signed up for the summit, but that you receive the link and the promo code to my free gift. I can't wait to see you level up.